Hello my darlings, I hope you're doing very well. In today's video I'm going to be talking about quite a serious, touchy topic. It is still tattoo related, but it is to do with Marilyn Manson. I know a few of you guys were, or maybe still are, fans of Marilyn Manson and his music and his art, but as most of you will know, there was some allegations against Marilyn and his awful behaviour. I obviously stand with every victim of Marilyn Manson and any victim of assault, sexual abuse, and I personally believe everything that has been said about him. I know it might not look like it, but I am not really a fan of Marilyn Manson. I really don't know any of his music. I think the only one I could tell you is Tainted Love and that is obviously a cover as well of a 80s song. I am completely removed from that kind of world, like rock, metal music, really. Well, now that I'm with my boyfriend Tom, who literally only listens to metal and rock, so I've got more into that world a little bit because of him, but I can't tell you the ins and outs of that kind of world. So I really had absolutely no idea of the stuff that he had been up to. Apparently this has been something that he has been doing for a long time now. Apparently there's songs of his that kind of talk about this kind of stuff, but people kind of turned a blind eye to it, or his fans knew but still stand by him or whatever. I've seen plenty of comments from his fans defending him and saying no, this isn't true, or the women coming out against him are just wanting their 5 minutes of fame, or you know, just want attention or clout or whatever. And one of them is Evan Rachel Wood, who in her own right is very, very famous. So like, nobody ever gets clout from coming out with these kind of things ever. I don't know why people think that that's a thing, because it's not. Can you name me victims from maybe a couple of years ago who are now very, very famous because they come out against someone? I can't. So I'm going to be reading an article from Vice. It says Marilyn Manson fans on their tattoos. I feel quite mortified. Again, I know a few of you guys actually have Marilyn Manson tattoos, and I don't know, like, sometimes people are just completely oblivious to people's actions. Sometimes people aren't, and they'll carry on anyway. So it's such a touchy subject because I know famous people can have a big impact on people. You know, some people say like Marilyn Manson saved my life, and that's obviously, you know, very valid, but sometimes the people that save your life aren't the best people. Let's just like read this and stuff together. Okay, so there is a subhead here that says the recent allegations of abuse have forced fans to reconsider their Manson inspired body art. I've seen a few tattoo artists offer to cover up Marilyn Manson tattoos for free, or you know, they'll ask you to donate to charity. I saw that quite a bit on my Instagram feed when these kind of allegations come about. So the article says, in February, the actor Evan Rachel Wood alleged Marilyn Manson to be her abuser in an Instagram post. I should probably do a trigger warning here. I'm sure you know what's happening, but there will be some in detail stuff here about abuse and what have you. He started grooming me as a teenager and horrifically abused me for years, she wrote. I'm here to expose this dangerous man and call out the industries that have enabled him. Multiple women, including actor Esme Bianco, have since come forward with further claims of domestic violence and abuse, with the LA County Sheriff's Department launching an investigation into the musician. Manson has denied the allegations as horrible and distortions of reality. Things I remember being like, not all of these people are young, obviously. Some of the comments I've seen from people defending Marilyn are like from 40, 50-year-olds. But I remember when I was young and I would defend people that I really like. Oh my God, one thing, this is obviously very not comparable, but I'm just giving an example. But one of the things I used to defend with my whole heart was Twilight. Like, I would go off on like Tumblr and stuff and like defend just blindly. And I still love Twilight, but I know it's like really shit, but I would call out anyone that would call it shit. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes when you're so into something and so obsessed with something, you're just blind to everything and you have no rationalization, if that's a word, in your brain at all. You just defend. Marilyn Manson probably does mean a lot to a lot of people, but that like does not excuse his behavior. That does not mean what he has done isn't true. You know what I'm saying? Many of his fans are now re-evaluating how they see their idol, with some deciding to stop listening to his music entirely, which totally, in my opinion, is warranted. Like if we look at R. Kelly and the absolute insanity that happened when, is it Surviving R. Kelly? That documentary, oh my gosh, it was heartbreaking, but it was so good. Like all of the victims in that was so brave, and there's so many more. But there's still so many people blindly defending him, even though there is literal video evidence of R. Kelly being just disgusting and vile. You do just get these obsessive people that will just blindly defend. But then you'll get the people that wake up and just stop listening to the music, stop supporting. But what do you do if you have a Marilyn Manson face tattooed on your thigh, or his lyrics around your ribs? I spoke to some people who have Manson tattoos about their relationship with their body art since the allegations about the musician began. It's probably best that you get that covered up. Sorry, not the time to be shady, I know, but oof. Tara, 22. I got my tattoo 2 years ago. Now again, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, there were rumours about him. I had no idea, but there were rumours about him for many years about how vile he is, and some fans were very much aware about this but continue to get tattooed, continue to support him. But now they're kind of backtracking a bit because it's like a popular thing to do. I just want to throw that out there, but I don't know, like let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. Is it better to wake up at some point? It's better to do it sooner rather than later kind of thing? Or do you feel like these kind of people are just kind of jumping on a bandwagon to say, oh look at me, yes, I don't stand with Marilyn Manson anymore, but they kind of knew already? Do you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. Anyway. Anyway, Tara, 22. I got my tattoo 2 years ago. I have a few tattoos, but he's the only person that I have. It's quite funny. As soon as I got it, I thought he needs to not do anything wrong now, otherwise I'll have to get rid of it. It is very risky to get a famous person tattooed on you. Do I have any? Oh, I have one portrait of a famous person. It is of a character in one of my favourite TV shows, Absolutely Fabulous. It's an old like 90s 2000s comedy show in the UK, and it has, I have the character tattooed on me, but the actress is Joanna Lumley, and she is an elderly lady with peace and love and respect, but from my knowledge she's like a national treasure kind of deal. But again, she still has plenty of time to mess up. But it is very risky, very risky. You could get the most wholesome person tattooed on you and they could end up being just an absolute shitbag. It is a huge risk. I feel quite mortified after the news. I've spent the last week looking at ways to cover it up or get it lasered as soon as possible. Finding out the news was heart-wrenching, but I'm not going to support someone like that. I'm probably going to do a blast over where you leave the tattoo but do a really dark tattoo over the top. What I'm taking away from this is not to get anything tattooed that's linked to anyone again. I'm going to stick to basic tattoos that I like and look pretty. Maybe I'll get a Grim Reaper, big black hood to cover his face. That could probably work, you know? That could easily be made into the Grim Reaper. It would be a very dark and heavy tattoo, but you could, yeah, 100% do something like that. I also have a blast over tattoo, if this helps. But I had a black and grey sleeve, like a horror theme sleeve, and I just didn't like it anymore. It wasn't dark enough for me. I wanted something much more darker, so I've had a blast over of like flowers and stuff like that. So a blast over will definitely help her, because again, that tattoo is something. Okay, so we have Marcella, 26. I got my tattoo about a year ago. I started listening to Marilyn Manson when I was 14. So Marcella's 26 and she started listening to him when she was 14, so that's 12 years. And I know, again, I only know one Marilyn Manson song, but I know a lot of his songs do imply some nasty things. So it's kind of like, you weren't aware? Anyway, it carries on saying, and I still listen to him now. I've always admired his personality as an artist, so this is not such a beautiful moment for me. Oh, that's the tattoo there. I'm not sure what it says. It says something faithful, fatal. I'm not sure what that other word says though. I'm sure if you know of Marilyn Manson, you might know. I'm really disappointed. As a woman, I know how important this fight against abuse is. I hope these accusations are false, but the situation is complicated. These accusations are serious, but I don't know Marilyn Manson as a human being. I love him as an artist. I will still listen to his music. I will never cover my tattoo. If I had a tattoo of his face, I would definitely remove it. I think with a quote, you can separate him from his art, but it's another thing to have a portrait of a man behind the quote. Okay, this is a lot to dissect. It's weird to me that someone would still support them, because when you listen to their music, you're giving them money. So if there's legal battles, you're giving him money, and then he might use that money to fight against these women. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why a lot of people just stop listening to R. Kelly. You don't want to be putting money into these artists' pocket, because they might use it for legal battles against the women that you're supporting. That's another good topic as well, that she said, like, separating the art from the artist. A lot of people have said that about, I don't know, J.K. Rowling, who has been very transphobic in the past, or is still transphobic, and a lot of people have kind of justified, because let's face it, a lot of people do have Harry Potter tattoos. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this might have a Harry Potter tattoo as well, and it's something like that, like Harry Potter is like so huge. And sometimes in that kind of situation, if you want to, you can separate the art from the artist. But I don't know. It depends on like who you are as a person, your morals, how strongly you feel about these kind of situations. Okay, so here's another one here, and it says anonymous, so this person hasn't given their name. I don't have anything positive or negative to say about Marilyn Manson. I got the tattoo in January 2019. I'm covered in tattoos. It's on my leg, and my leg is full of other portraits such as Tupac and Rogue Warrior. Marilyn Manson, not someone I aspired to be like, but he had a pivotal point in music when I was growing up. I don't want to blindly dismiss the allegations, but I don't know the full details. The post that Evan posted on Instagram was pretty heavy and pretty detailed. I don't know what to believe, but I don't put things past anybody, especially celebrities. I'm getting it covered up next month anyway. The artist recently got rid of her picture of the tattoo online. She wants to remove it, and it's always been my least favourite. Okay, fair enough. So this person seems a bit like meh about the whole situation. I think you sort of stop caring about the bad ones. You're just like, man, they're there. Like, I have a few bad tattoos that I'm like, oh, I'll eventually get it lasered up or covered up. Like, it becomes not so urgent. The bad tattoos kind of blend in with the good ones. You don't really notice it so much. But when you know, are like a tattoo virgin, or you only have like 4 or 5 tattoos and you end up getting a bad one, you kind of want to get rid of that because you notice it a lot more. That being said, this isn't, you know, just your average bad tattoo. This is a horrible person. Okay, so we have one here from Elis 18. As soon as I read the recent news, I had to take down 7 posters from my room with his face. I was a hyper fan. I always dressed up with his makeup and outfits. He's been pretty much the only artist I've listened to for the past 4 years. I've been exploring other music now, trying to find something else. I have a tattoo from Eat Me, Drink Me, one of the more controversial albums now. When I first heard the news, I was really disgusted and felt like I needed to get it removed right away. The more I've thought about it, the more I've separated the tattoo as something that more represents a hard time in my life and that I got through with the help of his music. If I can turn it into something cool, then I'll definitely get it covered, otherwise I won't. So yeah, this is the tattoo here. Again, it's a black tattoo, so you could easily, I don't know, turn it into just a big black heart quite easily. You can just fill that in and make it into a black heart, and then once that's healed, you can add more into it and stuff. You could probably go over it with some colour, which can be done, or go over it with some white ink as well, which you can put in some more detail. You can maybe make it into a rose as well. It does look kind of rose-like. So there's definitely something that could be done with that. While he still has a career, I don't want to be participating in it. I might go back to his older music at some point, because I was also listening to it for the guitar, and I was as much a fan of the guitarist as him. It's not just him, it's the whole band. It's the same with my tattoo. An artist did it. It's not like Marilyn Manson tattooed this on me himself. What? Okay, yeah, obviously Marilyn Manson didn't tattoo that on yourself, but it still represents Marilyn Manson. That's the issue. This is Dina 23. 3 is a shitty tattoo. I got it when I was 18 because of a song he wrote called Spade. The lyrics are, "You drained my heart and made a spade, and there are still traces of me in your veins. I was sexually assaulted when I was 14 and interpreted that lyric of turning your heart into a spade as making yourself stronger. And I thought there's still traces of me in your veins meant I'm still important to other people. I'm not a nobody. His work helped me through a lot." That's kind of deep. So that means a lot, like this tattoo means a lot to Dina. And with the spade, like if I saw that, I would not just be like, "Oh, that's a Marilyn Manson tattoo." Like to me that looks like a spade. I'm not like, maybe it's because I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan, I don't know all of this, but again, there is plenty of other musicians that have made music with the word spade. I never idolized him as a person. When I got the tattoo, I thought, oh my gosh, what if it comes out that he's anti-Semitic? I'm very sensitive to that as I'm Jewish, but I thought, well, you know what, you got this tattoo because of how you interpreted those lyrics for yourself, not because of who he is. I was going to get a diamond too because of his lyric, "I eat glass and I spit out diamonds," but now I won't. I'm not going to get new tattoos of him, but I also won't get rid of this one. That's a fair point. Again, that tattoo has a huge meaning to her and her struggle, and especially her being a sexual assault survivor as well. So she's okay living with the correlation, because there's obviously a correlation there with, you know, what Marilyn Manson has done. And again, with the spade, it's not like super obvious like it is with a portrait tattoo, which is very obvious. So like lyrics and images like this, and also with this one, I don't know, I wouldn't look at that and just, I don't know. Again, I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan, I don't know much about him, so I don't know, maybe you guys who are Marilyn Manson fans will know this, and if you see this, you'd be like, oh, okay, kind of deal. But for the everyday person that isn't in that world, you don't look at this and just be like, oh, right, you support Marilyn Manson kind of thing. But to me, the worst ones are definitely the portraits, because Marilyn Manson is such a huge figure and such, like, literally, well, most people know who he is because of how he looks. You cannot miss him. He's very unique looking. But yeah, I think if I was in this situation for whatever reason, you know, say with my Patsy Stone tattoo, if it come out that, you know, Joanna Lumley was anti-Semitic or homophobic or racist or whatever, it's weird because, like, you know, her character was a huge part of my life kind of thing growing up, and still is, because I think her character is just hilarious. So could you do it like that for like an actor, like separate it from the character from the actor, like separate in the art from the artist kind of thing? But with Marilyn Manson, it's like, it's his face, that's who he is. He's not playing a character, so to say. But yeah, I'd absolutely love to know your thoughts and opinions on this. I hope you're all well, and until my next video, bye.